Shalom. Give first and foremost, before we start this lesson, we give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua, Hashem Kadash. Double honor to the elder apostles and elder bishops that rule, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Now, the title of this lesson is going to be "Do Not Give Your Strength to a Woman," and the reason why I titled this lesson that pertaining to Proverbs 31:3 is simply because as you watch this video, you have this simp here, and I call him a simp because as I play. When I play the clip, you'll understand. This man is talking about basically, he met a chick a couple months ago, and he found out in the dating stage that she has AIDS, and now he wants to and even after that information came out, right? Even after he finds out that the man in the video, he finds out that the girl that he's interested in has AIDS, he still want to hook up with her. You know, he even in this video he's talking about sleeping with her, and that's what kind of sparked this lesson, because this is why the scriptures clearly say you shouldn't give your strength unto a man. I mean, so like you shouldn't give your strength unto a woman. You know what I'm saying? Because this man is really over lust and just being a simp and being simple, just being simple overall. He's risking his life for this damn woman, man, and he's being a fool. But let's play the clip, and then we'll get into a couple scriptures.
Know if I'm in the wrong. I've been talking to this girl for about 4 months now. 4 months. I haven't gotten no type of play. We've had small dates here and there. Like we really connect. We really click. But you know what I'm saying, just about like 2 weeks ago. Now I'm lying. Like a week ago, she told me some news, gang. She told me. Bear with me. She told me that she has AIDS. She has AIDS. But here's the thing, though. I really fuck with her, though, bro. Like, I honestly see her as like my other half, bro. Have you ever felt that much in love? Like, that's my other half. I've been talking to her for 4 months. It's my other.
And before we continue the clip, I want to say this. That's the problem. Men should not be leading with their feelings. And this man is leading with their feelings. He said, I feel like she's my other half. And that's the problem. You emotional, man. Men nowadays are emotional. You know what I'm saying? When we supposed to be stoic, like, and when you go into the word stoic, it means to be able to not. And I made a lesson a couple weeks back talking about you have to be stoic in this truth, because this truth requires you to be stoic, right? Let me type this in Google. What does it mean to be stoic? See, it says to be stoic means to live. Going to the I typed in what is it meant to be stoic. Going to the Google AI overview, it says to be stoic means to live guided by reason. You see, and this man is not guided by reason. He is being guided by his emotions, and it's obvious because he's talking about the girl that he want to hook up with got AIDS, and you still trying to hook up with her. That should have cut it off right there. Once he found out that the woman that he was interested in has AIDS, bro, he should have just left, bro. Any reasonable man would have left. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause he's putting his life in danger. Over some damn over some cat, man. If you understand what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Over some box. It's fucking ridiculous. It says to be stoic means to live guided by reason and virtue, focusing on what you can control, your thoughts, your thoughts and actions, right? And 2/3 have no self-control. This is why they, as the scriptures say in Proverbs, I believe it's 25th chapter, they are as a city without walls, because they don't have control over their thoughts and actions. Okay, and that's clearly evident in this video, because you got this dude that's being led by his emotions. He going off his feelings, right? And not looking at the situation as a whole. He's not using his reasoning. He's not using common sense, right? And like the saying goes, common sense ain't common to everybody. And this dude showing that he doesn't have common sense. He's not using his common sense and walking away. but he is allowing his emotions to lead him. Why? Because that's how 2/3 are. They let their emotions lead their judgment and actions. See what I'm saying? They don't use common sense for the most part. They don't be using common sense, the 2/3, man. And they don't think about their actions, We do. See what I'm saying? We think about the consequences of our action. 2/3, they just go with their first impulse or instinct, because demons is on them. So whatever demon, motivate them to do something, they'll do it without question. Okay? It says to be stoic means to live guided by reason and virtue, focusing on what you can control, your thoughts and actions. So like your thoughts, actions, and accepting what you can't, external events, leading to inner peace and resilience rather than being swayed by disruptive emotions. And that man is like a sea tossed to and fro, as the scriptures say, because he's being swayed by his emotions. All right? He's not accepting what he can't control. The fact is that woman, it is an unfortunate situation. You know what I'm saying? It's not this video is not to come against women or just individuals that have AIDS, but if you find out that a person that you're interested, that you're dating or you're getting to know, right, has AIDS, man, you gotta definitely consider. And the logical thing to do, someone with common sense would do, is walk away. It's that simple, because you're risking your life. There's no cure for AIDS, man. Once you got it, that's it. See? Well, I would say this: there is a cure, right? I believe there's a cure, and we know, right, and it's truth that there is a cure for AIDS. However, it's just not known to the public, right? It's not easily available. All right. So, hey, he putting his life online by dealing with that woman. Continuing on, it says, leading to inner peace and resilience rather than being swayed by disruptive emotions like fear, anger, or excessive pleasure, right? And that's what he want to engage in, excessive pleasure, man. That's why he's willing to risk his life for this damn woman, And it's ridiculous, and this is a cautionary tale, serving as a warning, right, for you Israelite men out there, not to give your strength onto a woman, right? Like I said, there's nothing wrong with dealing with women. We men, we like women. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with dealing with women. It's just the fact that you gotta be circumspect. Circumspect means to look around, right? 360 view. Be aware of your surroundings, right? You gotta be on point. You see what I'm saying? And you gotta be careful in these times, man. We're living in evil times. What he's doing is he's not being circumspect. He's not being wise, man. He's being foolish. All right. Let's go back to the clip.
Bro. And she came up front to me. She told me she has AIDS, and long story short, gang, I'm thinking about giving myself AIDS willingly. Talk to a couple of friends and shit.
You hear this fool? He said, I'm thinking about giving myself AIDS willingly. Yo, this dude's a fool, man. Well, hey, man, if that's what you want to do, that's your business. But again, this serves as a cautionary tale. Don't give your strength unto a woman, man. Like I said, that box, it ain't worth it, bro. Like, yo, he willing to die for that. He willing to destroy his life for that damn box, man. Damn, man.
You know what I'm saying? They told me if this is what I believe in,
he willing to ruin his health for that damn box.
I should go for it. And I want to get everybody's opinion on TikTok right now. If I should really just willingly give myself AIDS, but I'm in love though. This is love, so I don't really know.
That ain't love. That's just you being stupid, man. Cause you simple. That ain't love. That's stupidity, bro. You just stupid. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, common sense is not common to people. This is not love. This is you being stupid. You know what I'm saying? You should have just walked away.
So I need opinions. I don't know. I think I might go with it. It's gonna be our first time and shit. So, I don't know. Should I do it? I don't know. I'm not just gonna kick it to the curb. I'm not a fucked up dude. I don't know, bro. All right, so
that's the clip. You heard it for yourself. This dude is is stupid, and he's just chasing some box, man. Right? He's chasing, cat. You know what I'm saying? He just wants some action, man, and being simple in the process. Let me see if I can find this. I'm gonna go to First Esdras, chapter 4, because our forefather Zerubbabel, right, spoke about the woman, right, in the scriptures, and it definitely is definitely relevant for the lesson, because you got men who are losing their wits, destroying themselves over a woman. All right, let's get context. Okay. So it says First Esdras 4 chapter features the famous, they call it the tales of the three godsmen, but it's just that's not, I don't know why they call it that, but continuing on, it says where three young men debate, including our forefather Zerubbabel, right? Where three young men debate the strongest power in the world, because that was the contest. If you go into the third chapter of First Esdras, they made a contest. Basically, it was a debate, like we're reading here, between Zerubbabel and the other gods, right? The other king's gods, to find out, what is the strongest power in the world. All right, and there's going to be reward to, what I'm saying, to anybody who the king would grant a reward at this time as King Darius, to anybody who wins this contest, right? Who wins the debate. So one of the gods said that, wine is the strongest thing in the world, right? The strongest power in the world, wine. Another god said it's the king, right? But our forefathers Zerubbabel, spoke that, he argued that it's actually women, above wine in the king, right? And above even the woman is the truth. And as you read further down First Esdras, the 4th chapter, he won the debate, and he wound up being granted the reward. So all our forefathers Zerubbabel asked King Darius to do was to, honor his promise and rebuild Jerusalem. Okay, so let's go back into the summary and rebuild the walls of Jerusalem, right? Using his resources, because he's a king, right? He got resources. Okay. Continuing on, it says, where three young men debate the strongest power in the world, arguing for the king, then women, and finally the truth, right? What they don't tell you is that one of the gods argue for wine as well. You see? So it's supposed to be wine, king, then our forefathers Zerubbabel argued for the woman, and then the truth. And then he said above the woman is the truth. Okay? It says, which Zerubbabel identifies as the ultimate victor, leading King Darius to grant the Jews freedom and resources to rebuild Jerusalem. Okay. So let's go back into First Esdras, the 4th chapter. Okay, now I see about wine. So the god that debated about wine being the strongest power in the world, he spoke in chapter he spoke in chapter 3 Okay, now I see why he's not mentioned in this chapter. All right. All right. So I want to read this here. First Esdras 4:43. It says, "Then said he unto the king, Remember thy vow which thou hast vowed to build Jerusalem in the day which thou comest to thy kingdom." Right. So he made a promise to rebuild, Jerusalem, the city of Jerusalem, at that time when King Darius, came into power. He made this vow. Right. Verse 44, and this is what our forefather Zerubbabel is bringing back to his mind. All right, because he won the debate or the contest, right? It says, into verse 44, and to send away all the vessels that were taken away out of Jerusalem, which Cyrus set apart when he vowed to destroy Babylon, and to send them again thither. All right. Right. So returning the vessels that were taken back to Jerusalem. Okay. Verse 45, it says, thou also hast vowed to build up the temple which the Edomites burned when Judah was made desolate by the Chaldees. All right. Which were Chaldees were Babylonians. All right. So the Edomites came in, and that's going back to the Edomites came into the city of Jerusalem, and they destroyed it. Okay. That's what Psalms. This is what Psalms 138 is talking about. Raise it. Let me see. Psalms 138. Can't find it. Damn, it's in the Psalms. Y'all brothers know what I'm talking about. Here it is. Psalms 137 and verse 7, as it reads, Remember, O Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, when he said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. Right? And that's talking about destruction. So you're talking about destroying Jerusalem. All right. And this is the account that our forefather Zerubbabel is, I don't know that came up, but this is the account that our forefather Zerubbabel is bringing up to the king Darius, right? How these Edomites, with the assistance of the Babylonians, came into Jerusalem and destroyed. All right. It says, raise it even to the foundation thereof, is a quote from Psalms 137:7 in the King James Version of the Bible, referring to the Edomites' encouragement to destroy Jerusalem, meaning to tear it down completely, level it to the ground, and leave nothing standing. All right. So this is the account that our forefather Zerubbabel is bringing back to King Darius' mind, right? Because these Edomites came in Jerusalem and destroyed the foundations thereof. Okay, so now this is why our forefather Zerubbabel is asking King Darius with his resources to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem, to rebuild the city of Jerusalem.